going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition, your pregame edition of the Ocean on Sports Talk Television, live from What the Buck Tailgate. I'm your host, Peter Blake, as we get you ready for Bucs versus the Eagles. How do we start off this show? As you know them, you love them, you got to have them. So here it is. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense, as it has been a wild week out there, Bucs fans. Hopefully you are safe and sound after Hurricane Helene. We're going to start out with the fan here, a big-time Bucs fan, welcoming him to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. What's your name? Tell the audience out there, the webheads, what's your name and how long you've been a Bucs fan. Welcome to the Sports Web.
Thank you, Peter. My name is Taylor Smith. I have been a Bucs fan my whole life. I'm a rare Florida native, and I've been a Bucs fan ever since they changed from the Bucko Bruce logo to the red pirate flag, and I fell in love with it, and I'm still here fighting through all the good times, bad times. And
you said Taylor, right?
Taylor. Yes,
Taylor.
sir.
Okay, you're not, because I'm from here too. I've been here all my life also. So, yes, but it has been invaded today. As you can see, all kinds of Eagle fans walking around. And, of course, this being back to the scene of the crime, if you will, where the Bucs absolutely tore apart the Philadelphia Eagles in the wild card divisional round game, 32-9. Big story, of course, injuries for both teams at this point, especially the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. No Luke Gedeke today, no Antoine Winfield Jr., no Kalijah Kancey, but it looks like it's going to be the return of Vita Vea. And then on the other side with the Philadelphia Eagles, both wide receivers look like they're going to miss the game with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. So at the end of the day, we'll go out to the phone lines here. Yes, Eric, welcome to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Yes.
Happy to make myself.
What's going on, buddy?
I love this good news. Vita Vita's back today.
Yes, sir. We just mentioned that. Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think I like this Bucs game to win.
All right. What's your score and who's your player of the game?
I really think.
Come on, Eric. We don't have all day now. The game is about an hour away. So
Baker Mayfield's going to have a great game. Baker Mayfield. All right. Baker Mayfield, player of the game. Give me a score of the game. I'll say Bucs 27 and Eagles 21.
All right, 27-21. Thanks a lot, Eric, for the call. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you as always. So you're from here. You know how important this is when it comes to Bucs versus the Eagles. Kind of talk about the history a little bit.
Well, it's funny. My fiance is an Eagles fan. She's from Philly, and
how does this work, by the way? How does this work? As you being a big-time Bucs fan, how have you not changed her over or corrupted her over into being?
That girl is Philly to the death. She's Philly everything.
Yeah.
Flyers, Sixers. There's no changing her, and I love her to death. So it works. But yeah, there's a lot of history with the Rondé Barber, the infamous 92-yard interception in the NFC Championship game with years prior with the Eagles just whooping our tail almost every year in the playoffs. We'd get there, and then we'd run into the Eagles, and that would be the end of it. So it's been a great rivalry. I remember, I think it was 2005 or 6, the Matt Bryant 63-yard field goal against the Eagles.
Yes.
And it's a game I think Rondé Barber had 2 pick sixes against Donovan McNabb.
I mean, you hear them coming by here. This is your girlfriend's friends. They're coming by right now. Go Birds, all of them. Of course, we're live from What the Buck Tailgate, getting you ready for Bucs versus the Eagles. You're exactly right, Matt Bryant. Rondé Barber there with 2 interceptions against Donovan McNabb. And then recently, the Bucs have taken care of business with Jalen Hurts. Last year, a masterful game plan, if you will, by Todd Bowles and that defense shutting him down. And Baker Mayfield showing out. So what do you expect today with the return of Vita Vea in the middle there, big number 50?
Oh, that's huge. Obviously, the last couple games without Vita, especially against the Broncos, you can see a dramatic dip in being able to just generate pressure. I think a lot of that has to do with being able to get pressure up front, and these guys just need to maintain their lane integrity. Guys seem like they're trying to go one-on-one and win those one-on-one matchups, and they're missing lanes, and guys are getting outside, and they're not able to close and contain home. So having Vita up front, especially for the run game, just being able to push the pile back, let Levante, Cervasier, those guys just get in there and be able to clean up tackles and, keep the Eagles behind the sticks, hopefully.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You're absolutely correct about that. The big-time injury I'm concerned about, we talked about it the first of the show here, Luke Gedeke being out. So hopefully School can step up because the offensive line and Baker Mayfield has been under duress, if you will, the last 2 weeks, giving up 12 sacks. So who's your, first and foremost, you've been a Bucs fan for a long time, who's your favorite player of all time for you?
Well, it used to be Rondé Barber, but it's Michael Lynn Evans. He's the best Buccaneer we've ever had. His just
love it
consistency over a decade of just continuing.
Is he a Hall of Famer? Is he first team Hall of Famer?
Look, put it this way: if Mike Evans continues his averages that he's averaged throughout his career for the next 3 or 4 years, he's going to be a top 5 receiver in touchdowns and yardages all time. So the fact that people don't talk about that is kind of insane, but also why people don't talk about Levante David being a Hall of Famer, one of the best linebackers ever. So I think Mike Evans is my favorite player, and I think he's got to be the best player on the field today for the Bucs. They got to get him the ball. There's no reason a guy like that is a walking gold jacket should get 3 targets in any game. I don't care if Patrick Surtain's guarding him or Champ Bailey. You got to find a way to throw that guy the football, and that's on Baker.
You watch this show, don't you? You do pretty good. This is not your first time on a television show, is it?
It is.
It is. Well, you're killing it, my friend. You're absolutely killing it here. Thanks a lot for coming on the Sports Web. So Mike Evans, the guy, player of the game. Give me a score, and then we're going to try to get your girlfriend on camera here and show those damn Eagle colors and see if we can get her to say "Go Bucs." How about that?
I think it's gonna be a close game. Although the last couple have been blowouts. One for the Eagles during the early Monday night game, and then the playoffs. I expect it to be close. I expect it to be a field goal. So I'd say 27-24 Bucs.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. 27-24. All right, come on, come over here. Yes, you. Come on. And we'll take phone calls. Phone lines are open. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Can you share that mic with him? Can you get on and introduce yourself here to the evolution of Sports Talk Television? This is the Green Queen. We call her the Green Queen on the evolution. You got to get in front of that camera there. No, that's great. That's okay. Stay in that camera shot too. Stay in the camera shot. All right. Miss Darlene.
Yes.
You're wearing your Eagles colors today.
I am.
You watch the Sports Web.
Yes,
We've talked about this. I just had a conversation with your boyfriend trying to get you corrupted into a Bucs fan. There's no chance that you will ever be a Bucs fan, huh?
No, I am bleed green. I'm from Philadelphia. I'm a native, and I grew up watching the Eagles. It's a big part of who I am, and no, I am Eagles all day.
Who's your favorite Eagle of all time?
Donovan McNabb.
Oh, Donovan McNabb. Mr. Bucs killer there for a little bit like Taylor said there, the Bucs had his number there late 2002, especially with Rondé Barber.
Oh, Rondé Barber.
Yes, you like that name, Rondé Barber? Rondé Barber, Rondé Barber, Rondé Barber.
I did not like that
I need to say that like 3 times and then maybe he'll appear today because with all the Bucs injuries at this point, they're definitely going to need him. So how do you feel about this game?
I'm hoping for his sake because it's his birthday tomorrow.
Oh, well, happy birthday. My birthday is Thursday. I share that with, of course, Mr. B.A. Bruce Arian. So we're both Libras, so no wonder you're so great. By the way, your boyfriend, I think he has a future in front of the camera. He's awesome.
Yeah.
He did a great job. You did a great job, man. Seriously. Great job here on the Sports Web. All right, so score prediction. Give me a score prediction and player of the game for the Eagles.
It's going to be, I'm predicting 22-18 Eagles.
Okay.
And I think that Jalen Carter is actually going to have a really big game.
That'd be tough because the offensive line has had their struggles the last couple of weeks, so it's certainly possible. All right, so 22-18, Jalen Carter. Can we get a Go Bucs? Can we get one?
Go Bucs!
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There you go. All right, thanks a lot right there. Guys, thanks a lot. Once again, go ahead and get into that camera and tell them, Darlene, thanks a lot for the time here. Whoa, we got J.C. Allen of Sports Illustrated. Really quick, though. come on and tell really quick. We'll get you on, JC. Go ahead in front of that camera. Tell everybody who you are and where they can follow you, my friend. And definitely don't be a stranger on the evolution of Sports Talk Television, all right? So tell them once again who you are.
My name's Taylor Smith, lifelong Bucs fan. I'm not big on social media, but if you want to check out my Instagram, I rap. So that's something I'm starting.
You rap?
TBT55, yes, sir.
Can you drop me something real quick? Come on, drop me something real quick while JC's right there, and then we're going to go to JC Allen of Sports Illustrated.
Okay. Many doubts cloud my mind. I wish I could kick up dust and leave them behind. It's not enough, just quit. You're not worth it. It's not your purpose. Well, if you're gonna judge me, at least give me your verdict. Though you can't. Why? Because you're not certain. You claim to be a dog, but I have yet to see the courage. Every time doubt enters your mind, you get discouraged and you throw away your passions. It's like when you become whole with something, you start to get distracted and you want to do it all, but the desire has been fractured. Desire and faith. If you chase both at the same time, you'll be stuck in place, thinking about all the what ifs of yesterday. It's okay. Sometimes you gotta open a window to see through the pain. Sometimes the darkest seeds of doubt just needed a little rain to turn the seeds of doubt into the seeds of faith. Come on, because it's the NODOUBT, and there's no doubt in my mind, baby, that we can achieve. And if you get knocked down, you could keep the receipts. I know that we could do it. You just gotta believe, because it's the NODOUBT.
Love it. Good stuff there. NOUBT. No doubt, my friend. Definitely don't be a stranger here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. We appreciate you, and we'll see you on Monday night on the Evolution on the Sports Web. All right?
Thank you, Peter Blake. Keep watching Sports Web, and go Bucs.
Go Bucs. Yes, absolutely. Go Bucs. Go Bucs. It's exciting. It is exciting, and this guy just came on up here out of nowhere. Mister, what's going on? What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Mr. JC Allen.
Let's fix this mic.
Yes, of Sports Illustrated. Welcome to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television as we're live here from What the Buck. You wanted to come out last week.
I couldn't find you.
Well, here I am.
They moved the tailgate. It's closer. I like it.
Yes. What do you think? I'm right out in the open here. They said you want to use a 10. I'm like, nah, I'll go ahead. It's nice today. Yeah. So what's on your? Of course, everybody's on their mind. It's Bucs versus the Eagles at this point, but got some good news at the beginning of the week here. Vita Vea, although disappointing that Luke Geddeke's not going to play. So talk about this, JC. And he's got food. You're the man on the spot. We got some food here. See, when you come out, you get some food from the tailgate. You know, we appreciate you as always. So what do we got here really quick? We'll go. Oh, look
Muchachas.
At this. Oh, look at this.
What's the name?
Look at that right there. Woo.
Hey, how you doing?
Look at that. Mr. Scott Bradford of Bucs Live. Thank you very much. Appreciate it as always. I'm going to try to eat this while I'm doing a sports talk show. It's probably going to be a little bit tough. It may get a little bit messy, but we'll definitely get through it.
I'll dive into it while you take some bites here. But, yeah, so, beginning of the week, Luke Geddeke making all the right progress to hopefully clear and pass concussion protocol. He did everything that you'd expect in this week, going from limited on Wednesday to ramping up the full participation on Thursday and Friday. Unfortunately, brain injuries are very tricky. I reported that the team expected him to hopefully pass. It did not come to fruition. With the brain injuries, it's an independent neurologist that comes out.
All right, we'll get back to that in a moment. Sorry about that interruption, JC. I know you want to definitely break down this game, but let's go out to the phone lines. Frankie from Wisconsin, the Hillmark himself. Bucs versus the Eagles here on the Evolution Live from What the Buck. What's on your mind?
I just saw that you were live in Tampa, and I wanted to hear you say, there is a Buck fan in Wisconsin right there in Tampa.
Listen, yeah, you want to do that Ric Flair thing, but you know what you got to do when you call this show, right? You got to say the three things. Go ahead and say
it. Bring my passion, and I'm always bringing my excitement, and I won't bring the nonsense because Bucky Irving is going to run all over this defense today. And, hey, like I said, I had faith. And Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are playing today.
Ooh, let me tell you something, brother. I feel like it's going to be a big game for both of those guys.
Go Bucs.
Chris Godwin going up against Avonte Maddox, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson in the slot. Matchups that he's very familiar with and usually eats. So Same thing with Mike Evans.
Speaking of eats, I'm going to try this really quick. Here,
Mike Evans going against Darius Slay. He's usually had a lot of success there. So for the Buccaneers with Bucky Irving, right? They're going to get him more involved. He's dealing with Bucky Irving. He's dealing with a hamstring injury. So I'm not quite sure this is the game where we see even snaps with a guy like Rachaad White. But they definitely want to get him more involved into the game. Look, especially when they go into gap formations, when they're running gap blocking schemes, where he's going to have the most success as he continues to integrate into this offense. But he should be in line for another big day. I mean, the Buccaneers, what they have to do really is establish a ground game. They have to get off start, and they have to take advantage of this Philadelphia Eagles defense, who has let up some yardage on the ground and let up some yardage to the air. But it all starts on getting a quick start on offense, getting that much elusive first drive touchdown they haven't had in 23 straight games. Getting Bucky, getting Chris, getting Mike involved all early is going to be paramount to that. Yeah,
it's going to be paramount to that. And I know Frankie and JC were kind of disappointed because, again, you thought Luke Gedeke was going to be the right tackle at this point. He didn't pass concussion protocol. So can school step up today, in your opinion, or eventually do you make that change, JC? And Frankie, you can comment on this after JC. Do you eventually make that change to a Robert Hansey?
Yeah, he's going to have to. The thing working for him right now is that the Eagles' edge rushers have been non-existent this season. Josh Sweat started to show a little regression last season. Bryce Huff has not been the guy that they wanted him to be after signing him. Nolan Smith has not shown up either. The Eagles have 4 sacks in the season. They're coming from their inside linebacker, Zach Bond, and their interior defensive lineman, and Jalen Carter and Milton Williams. They have not been able to get a lot of pressure on the exterior. So I expect them to do things to limit the loss of Gedeke with School in there, Cade Otton some chips, Rachaad White some chips. But again, School's going to have to stand up, show up, and perform if the Bucs want a chance to move this ball consistently throughout the game.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Frankie. So Bucky Irving's your player of the game. Give me a score prediction here as we're running out of time here. We'll try to stay on for a little bit longer, but we got to get out to the press box here because we got more eats. Look at you got a picture with Tom Brady there.
I got to talk to Tom a little bit.
How was that? Really quick. I'll tell you what. Let me finish up with Frankie. Frankie, give me a score prediction, and we'll talk about JC meeting Tom Brady. Go ahead.
All right. I got a score prediction, and then I'm going to leave you with a question to discuss, okay?
Okay, do it.
I'm going to predict 33-17 Bucs. And my question that I want to leave you guys to discuss with is when we signed Tom Brady and Jameis Winston went to the Saints, he gave the Saints that little edge to beat us 2 games in the regular season.
Okay.
Now, will Devin White do the same thing for us or do the same thing for the Eagles against us?
Devin White.
Now I'm going to fade into the mist and let you guys discuss, and I'll watch that.
All right, good stuff. Let me give you the Ric Flair right there. Let me go ahead and hang you up. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Live from What the Buck. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with JC Allen of Sports Illustrated. First and foremost, you showed me a picture just now.
Let me answer his question. Devin White's not doing anything. He's sitting at home on his couch. He's out for personal reasons. I don't even think he made the flight. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, is there any advantage to that? Because a lot of people look at,
I
is
mean,
that overblown
Devin
a
White
little bit?
didn't even know his assignments on defense, let alone give them anything to go off of there. I don't think so.
Okay. All right. With that being said, Tom Brady.
Yes.
You just met him.
Yes.
You got the picture. Can you show it to the camera there? I know you're gonna post it there on social media, as you should. I'm interested to hear what kind of conversation you have, because if you don't know, this man right here started off on this show, and of course he's from New England, big time Patriots fan.
Yes.
But you discovered the Sports Web, and now you're with Sports Illustrated. You've been with Pewter Report. You've done great stuff. You've been absolutely killing it. So, JC, what do you ask Tom Brady as you've watched him for the majority of your lifetime? What's the first question you asked Tom Brady?
There's no questions. I just went up to him and said, hey, I don't know if you remember me. He did. But I just want to thank you. A Bostonian, what you've done for the city, the community, the championships. And then I told him, I want to thank you for what you've done for me professionally. I got my start on this. Batman!
It's Batman. Look at that. Batman right there. Bat Boss. On TikTok, so that's a TikTok thing, huh?
So
Boss.
I told him, hey, I moved down here a year before you. I called in this radio station, the Sports Web, and kind of parlayed from there. Writing gig, went to now I'm at Sports Illustrated. And if you didn't come down here, I wouldn't be in the position. So I just wanted to thank you. You brought a lot of joy to my life.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
Absolutely. And I think we all remember that time. And, of course, while we're talking about Tom Brady, if people say, well, he's no longer a part of the team, he's announcing today this Bucs-Eagles team. And I also think that Bucs fans should definitely be grateful for that time at that point. Go back to that. Do you remember where you were when that announcement is being made? Because I remember where I was. I couldn't believe it. Of course, we were going through the pandemic at the time. It took me 5 minutes to get on air with Adam Schefter having the breaking news. I honestly thought it was going to be a Bill Parcells thing where Parcells leaves the Bucs at the altar. It was not that. Where were you when this happens?
I was at home. I'm much like most of us. We were all locked down in quarantine. Yep. And funny thing is, in January, I actually put a post on my Facebook wall saying if he goes anywhere, he goes to Tampa. I got hate from it from all my fellow Bostonian New England friends. And a lot of people said, nah, he's going to Miami. He's going here. I said Tampa makes the most sense. And sure enough, there he was in Tampa. Then you get the messages, hey, we're doing a conference call with him soon. And ever since then, yeah, it's been a whirlwind, especially for me. Without Tom, again, I'm not sitting here next year. I'm not working for Sports Illustrated. I owe Tom Brady a lot. Obviously, I owe myself a lot, grinded hard, got to where I am.
Sure.
But he certainly opened the door for me I never thought was going to be open.
I think so, and I definitely think, Brady put this Bucs team on the map at that point. They were ready-made. They were ready to go for him, but it was just an exciting time, and, of course, him returning to announcing. Have you heard him announce yet? I know you met him, but be critical here because I was talking to Jaws the other night, Ron Jaworski, former ESPN personality, now doing pre and post for the Philadelphia Eagles. And, he said it's a tough job in so many words, but, be yourself. What do you think? Have you heard him announce yet? Any critical, anything at all for Tom Brady? Or do you think he can? Do you think he can be the bat? Can he be better than Tony Romo, in your opinion?
I haven't had the opportunity to hear him yet, but Tom's a GOAT at almost everything he does.
Yeah.
He might start off a little shaky, but I fully expect him within his 10-year contract to get it down to where he's got it down pat. So, I haven't heard him. I'm looking forward to hearing him. I'll probably rewatch the game with the broadcast before I watch the All-22. Get that opportunity, but I haven't been able to check him out yet. Looking forward to it.
Bro, do you want to talk some more here? Because I'm just trying not to.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me go through my keys to Cannon Fire.
Please do that, please.
All my content, check it out. Sports Illustrated Bucs Game Day. Check it out. I have the Bucs winning this game, and if they follow these keys to Cannon Fire, they have a really good shot at winning this game. My first one was make the Eagles' offense one-dimensional. Tough to do, right? Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, they've both been able to beat you. The Buccaneers have the 9th worst rushing attack, allowing 137.7 yards per game and 6 touchdowns over there. But the return of Vita Vea should help that a little bit. You have to force the Eagles to the air. And I know, Jalen Hurts is something probably you don't want to do either. But they're down A.J. Brown. They're down Devontae Smith. They're down Lane Johnson. So much ugly Kelly Green all around me. I hate it.
I'll tell you what's
Come on,
not
Bucs fans. You got to show up.
I'll tell you what's not ugly. This food right here.
Oh,
this food is it's so good.
But if you can do that, force them to an air attack, that goes well into the Buccaneers' hands. And if they can do that, second key to the Cannon Fire is to force Jalen Hurts to make mistakes. Jalen so far has been sacked 7 times and intercepted 4 times on the season. He also fumbled the ball last week, so he's dealing over the banged-up offense. No Lane Johnson.
I've taught you well.
Down Landon Dickerson's injured. Mekhi Becton's dealing with an injury as well. Hurts has been pressured 49 times on the season, and again, he's thrown an interception in every game he's played. He's had 8 turnover-worthy plays. If they can stop the running attack, get the pressure on him, and force him to be uncomfortable, they can possibly force him into making some mistakes and hopefully some turnovers there as well. Finally, if the Bucs are going to win this game, I talked about it with the dude from Wisconsin, Frank, I think his name was.
Frankie, yes.
You got to get off to a hot start. 23 straight games without a opening drive touchdown. You've got to switch that around. You got to come out. You got to score, whether it's the second possession, whether you touch the ball first or you get it after the Eagles. You got to score on that first drive. You cannot fall behind early because the Eagles have playmakers on all 3 levels of their defense. While their offense is banged up, their defense is pretty healthy. So they've got playmakers everywhere. Jalen Carter affected 18 plays last week against the Saints. 18 plays with pressures, tackles for losses, tackles for no gain, sacks. He is an absolute monster along that interior offensive line. You've got to get the ball out quick. You got to move the ball quick, and you got to score first. On the flip side, on defense, you got to have a big stop. You can't go out there and do what you did against the Broncos and let them get a first drive touchdown. A nice 3-and-out will help reset the confidence, set the tone. With the Eagles down several of their playmakers, this Bucs defense needs to step up. Again, it all starts with stopping the run. It all starts then making Jalen Hurts uncomfortable, but getting a first drive stop on defense, starting hot there, starting hot on offense. They do that, they should have a really good shot at winning this game.
Love it. Good stuff, good breakdown. Going back to the interior offensive line, how much did they struggle? Because we talked about School on the right side, but it's also been Cody Malk there at right guard, Graham Barton, and they're definitely going to get a big time lesson today because Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis out of Georgia, those two big hosses, as my uncle would say. So is that the matchup you're kind of looking at this point?
Yeah.
Well, all right. Stand by. Let's go out to the phone lines. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the Evolution with yours truly, along with J.C. Allen of Sports Illustrated. Go.
It's Johnny Buck from Tallahassee.
What's up, Johnny Buck? How you doing?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Doing good.
From
good.
From Tallahassee, right?
Tallahassee.
Yes, sir.
All right. How you safe and everything? You safe and sound? You had
damage?
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
You got
we
Birds fans,
safe and sound. We got power back on, so we're ready for the game today.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I would say on a serious note, man, look, you got to look at last week's game going into this week's game, and I feel like last week's game is a very defying game for this team. We got a lot of young players, and I think it was a great lesson for them. You can't come in 2-0, play a team like Detroit and just think, oh, I got it. This ain't nothing,
Right.
NFL is a whole different monster than college ball.
Correct.
You got a lot of young guys coming in, and I think it was a great learning lesson for our young rookies to be prepared every single game. It doesn't matter who you're playing. And if you look back at our Bucs, man, with Baker Mayfield, we always come through on the important games. Detroit, Philadelphia, we always come through on the tough games, and I think we got this today.
All right, player of the game, Johnny Buck, and give me a score, and we'll get you out of here on that, my friend. I'm glad you're safe and sound, and everybody out there, all your families all the families out there that are dealing with damage, God bless you guys. My prayers are to you and your family.
Yes.
I hope you guys can rebuild, and if you're able to help, definitely help. That's what we try to do here on the Sports Web. Take your mind off of it. So, player of the game, and of course, score of the game at the end of the day.
Player of the game is Mike Evans. He's for a breakout game. The final score be 24-17.
Okay,
Bucs.
24-17 Bucs. I like it. All right. And Johnny Buck, we'll see you on the post-game show live in collaboration with the J.P. Peterson Show from Raymond James Stadium. All right?
Yes, sir. Go Bucs.
Go Bucs. Absolutely. Go Bucs. All right. So, Mike Evans, everybody pointing to that. Todd Bowles had comments this week.
Yeah.
You got to put your bet on Mike Evans that they're going to get the ball to him, although you look at the ill-advised throw by Baker Mayfield, you hope he's not forcing those passes to Mike Evans, but you got to get Mike Evans involved, right? The last couple of weeks have not been good.
You got it. He's got to touch the ball early. He was on Total Access this week with the Bucs with Cam Brady and Casey Phillips, and he said, I like to get the ball in my hands, even if it's just a short little whatever, just to get my juices flowing. You've got to get him going early. Get the ball to him on that first drive somehow, even if it only picks up a yard or two. You got to get him going. And with getting him going, we've seen him in the past take advantage of Darius Slay and kind of turn him into burnt toast. You got to get him going fairly quickly if you want a chance to win this game. And it's something that Tallahassee said, was it John from Tallahassee?
Yeah, Tallahassee.
Tallahassee.
You're killing me with the Florida State jokes there. They lose to SMU last night.
Ooh,
You're killing me.
Woo, burn it down.
Oh
Man, maybe they didn't make that. Maybe they weren't supposed to be in the championship game. But anyways,
whatever.
Anyways, so just kind of expand on him. Yeah, any given Sunday, right? Anything happen, and the way you look at it, the Bucs should have beat the Broncos. There's no way around it. They were a far superior team on talent, but they come in to their murderer's row of games, their hard stretch of games. You've got the Eagles, you got the Falcons, you got the Saints, you've got the Ravens, you got the Falcons, the Chiefs, and then you also got the 49ers before your break. If they were going to lose a game and learn something and grow from a game.
Yeah.
The Broncos won AFC game, non-conference, non-divisional. That might be the one you want to lose, and hopefully that propels this team as they start to get healthier as well forward, and they kind of learn from those mistakes.
It has to be a big-time matchup. The offensive line has to hold up. 12 sacks in the last 2 weeks. It's just not going to get it done. Baker's a different quarterback. Any quarterback is a different quarterback when you get pressure, and I know the time is running down here, so we're going to get you out of here and get out of here ourselves, get out to the press box to start, getting ready for this game.
Yes,
but
sir.
This offensive line, do you think this offensive line can do enough today against this Eagle defense, which, look, I talked to Jaws the other night, and he said the defense has not been great, but they did show up versus the Saints.
Yeah.
So is that, foreshadowing, things to come?
Quick dink and dunk, get the ball out. Like if you gotta dink and dunk it all the way down the field right now because you're down a guy like Luke Gedeke and you're going up against a really disruptive interior pass rush, then yeah, get the ball out quickly. If there's shots, take your shots when you can, but positive yards only, and you should be fine settling with those 3-4 yard gains if it's going to keep the chains moving, keep the ball moving down the field. So Baker cannot hold on to it. He can't take any Baker sacks. I think I'm coining that term now, Baker sacks.
Baker sacks, yes.
It's a real thing now, especially after last week.
Yes.
No Baker sacks, and you just got to kind of be efficient with the ball, and game plan's got to be strong. Can't be spamming first down runs. If it's not working, you got to switch it up. If the wide zone, mid zone offense isn't working early on, you got to be able to go over to the gap where guys have more success. So everyone's got to be on point against this defense. On the Bucs side of the defense, I think if they can stop Barkley, if they can stop Hurts, they're in a good position. I mean, Jahan Dotson, Johnny Wilson, Paris Campbell,
yeah,
John Ross,
yeah.
What?
Who? John Ross?
Like none
Johnny
of those
Wilson.
guys.
Johnny Wilson played for Florida State last year.
Yeah. Florida State. None of those guys really scare you,
No, they don't.
You got to contain Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts. You can do 2 out of the 3 of those. I think you're in good shape.
All right. Score prediction really quick and player of the game, and then we'll get you out of here on that.
Yeah, score prediction. I had it. I posted at 23-20. I'm coming down off that. I think it's 2017. I think it's going to be hard for these two teams to move the ball on their respective defenses. I'd be surprised if they can get, more than 20 points each. That'd be really surprising to me. Player of the game, it's going to have to be Vita Vea.
Okay.
Vita Vea is coming back. We'll see how limited he is in his snaps and everything like that. But he's got to come out and he's got to be a dominant force. And he's got to stop that interior run game and bounce everything outside where guys can rally and tackle.
I like the Bucs 24-21. Player of the game, Mr. Dependable himself, Mr. Mike Evans. He shows up today. Final thoughts here, J.C. Allen of Sports Illustrated on the Evolution.
Yeah, just, do your job. Bring it back to Tom Brady reference. Do your job. Know your keys. Know your reads. Communicate well on both sides of the ball. And you should be able to move it and stop it. And that's what football's all about, moving the ball and stopping the ball.
That's what it's all about. J.C. Allen, we'll see you on the post-game show live on the field in collaboration with the J.P. Peterson Show. For the great J.C. Allen of Sports Illustrated, I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And for fans of the sports web and the Tampa Bay sports fan, especially you Bucs fans, it's your time. We'll see you next time.
Game time, baby.
It is game time. We'll see you on the post-game edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. As always, go Bucs.